How much did she raise, or how much did the Democratic Party raise in the first?
81 million in the first 24 hours.
Yeah, and that was a record.
Yeah, the most out of any presidential candidate in U.S. history.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it doesn't surprise me that think monies were sitting out there waiting for the Democratic Party to do something.
Yeah. I mean, there was a bunch of people that were not like weren't going to give Biden any money, so like they were just waiting for you know, either something to happen or they just weren't going to donate this year.
Right. So that money would have come in over several days instead of all in one day.
Mm-hmm.
But she does have a fuck ton of money, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to pour in now.
It's like
and like I said, Trump campaign challenged that $90 million sitting there for Biden. Said, you know, shouldn't be able to use it until she is the nominee, which isn't until their DNC in August, right?
Yeah. Yeah, she has a little over 231 million at this point.
That's a lot of money, ain't it?
It's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of big names, big companies, you know, people with a lot of power that are wanting to see her in there.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Well, you know, that crazy thing is, it's not her. They just want to see a candidate, a Democratic candidate they think can win.
They think that they can control.
Yeah,
they'll put money behind a fucking ham sandwich if it's got a fucking D on it.
Yeah, for real.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. That's exactly right.
Yeah, so, Trump only raised what, 53 million in 24 hours. I mean, that's still a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
But she, goddamn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because she didn't even make it through their primaries or whatever back in 2020, right?
Yeah, she got demolished.
She didn't even make it to Iowa.
Yeah.
And Biden didn't do well either. I mean, he didn't even make it through the entire primary, I don't think.
And
but then they couldn't get a good candidate, so they gave it to Biden and fucking Harris.
There's always those, like, crushing moments in the debates where, you know, Trump did to Hillary the you'd be in jail moment.
Yeah.
You know, that you always see. And with Kamala back in 2020, it was Tulsi Gabbard, so, you know, talking about her, she was on the Breakfast Club laughing about how she had smoked weed, you know, the year she stated was when she was, you know, in a position of power.
Mm-hmm.
And, but she had, when she was attorney general or whatever, she had put thousands of black men away for weed crimes.
Yeah, smoking marijuana.
You know, that are probably still put away.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. When I was back to that point, I was looking up her background, you know, from being a prosecuting attorney to attorney general in California. And, you know, it was, I think the two things that caught my attention was she flipped her position on certain issues regarding criminal justice, for example, multiple times. As she went from prosecuting attorney to attorney general to vice presidential candidate, now presidential candidate, she's probably flipped 2 or 3 times on those issues. And the other thing is, every time there's been a big issue, and these are the articles I read, she wouldn't do any, she wouldn't take a position on them. And we can't have a president that isn't decisive, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got to take a side. You got to pick a side, right? Go with it.
Well, she's decisive to some extent. She, you know, her and Biden decided to just let the fucking border flood through with criminals and shit. So she does make some sort of decision. Might not be the best one, but you know, I don't feel good about this election.
Yeah, it's
at this
scary.
point. I don't. I think they'll obviously do anything and everything in their power to get what they want.
Like try to shoot Trump.
Right.
Yeah, I think.
Come on now.
Yeah, that didn't work, so now they're scrambling. They're gonna do everything they can.
Yeah, he's supposed to be dead.
Yeah.
If Trump was dead, do you think Kamala's running for president?
Right.
Probably not.
Right. No.
You know?
Democrats are not all that happy with Kamala Harris. You know, the powers that be. They're not. This isn't their ideal candidate. Neither was Biden.
It just has to be.
Yeah.
Well, Biden was. He'd
They have
do
to accept
anything they told him to.
Well, yeah, but early on, they didn't even want him to be president. He didn't even make it through the primaries, I don't think.
Going back to that, like, sentencing those black men, like, she extended their sentencing, too, just to, like, for labor purposes. So, like, a bunch of those people that went in, like, yeah, like JJ said, they're probably not even out. They're probably not. They're probably still sitting in there.
All right.
And what primaries did the Democrats even have? If you think back
to the 2020 is what I'm thinking.
Well, like I know, but this most recent,
they
didn't have any.
Right.
You know,
nope.
The people who vote left, the people who vote Democrat, they haven't gotten to choose a damn thing.
Right. Yep. It's a coup. It really was.
It is. Yeah. They waited just enough time because they knew Kamala would be destroyed in the primaries.
Right.
You know, maybe she wouldn't. Who do they even have? I guess Gavin Newsom would definitely tear her apart.
Yeah.
He's a snake.
They would have had a few.
He's fucking smart and he's good. You know.
Yeah, his favorable ratings aren't very good even in California. So
yeah,
they just didn't have a great candidate. They were not ready for this. No.
Yeah, I don't think the right. I don't think Trump supporters are ready for this either.
Nah, it's a shit show right now.
I think Trump's made everybody feel like he's got it in the bag, he's got it won, and that is not the right attitude.
They cannot get complacent.
That's not how you win.
Nope. Cannot underestimate the Dems and Kamala Harris. I mean, they're going to do everything they can. They're very good at strategy.
I mean, just think about the Russia, the COVID, the assassination attempt, the saying he's racist, the trying to take his money, trying to put him in prison. They'll do anything.
Yep.
They'll do absolutely anything. And if you go and listen to Alex Jones, who also predicted 9/11. He's saying that they're going to try and kill Trump again. They're going to try and poison him.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
I mean, these people will try and do anything. It's scary. I think I see a lot of weaknesses in both sides. Like I said, like on the right, they just think that Joe Biden dropped out, so they got it in the bag.
Right. You can't be complacent.
Yeah.
You got to fight till the end.
Yeah.
So it's like it seems like the Republican Party is still operating in that like professional, like they've always have, just that keen. I'm gonna tell just hoping everybody realizes what they're doing is just like. But nowadays you have to like play with strategy.
You gotta get dirty.
Yeah, if you ain't learned by now, this is not a clean sport.
Yeah, this is not clean, and I feel like a lot of the Republican Party is playing
That's true.
clean.
That's the way they've been operating.
Clean,
for a long
straightforward,
time.
and just telling people what it is and hoping people that get on their side. But Democrats are fucking, dude. Those dudes are
cutthroat.
They got cutthroat. Yeah. They do anything they possibly fucking can.
Yeah,
it's not clean.
Yeah. Well, they can also play that top cop versus convicted felon and crap. But the fact is, she was a part of all of Biden's policies, which included an open border, which has resulted in fentanyl killing a bunch of people, and all these criminals coming across and
killing
people, raping people. Yeah, it's so
sending money to Israel to keep the fucking war over there going, and
they're
all these kids dying and shit.
They want war. They want open border. Yeah,
there's kids over there getting their fucking heads chopped off, and she's still sending money.
Yeah, sending money to Ukraine. Yep. I mean, billions of dollars sent over to Ukraine.
Yeah.
And Trump's saying he'll end the war, and Putin comes out and says that he supports that if it's done in the right way. And Zelensky calls him, checks in on him after they tried to assassinate him. I mean, you see it right here. Trump can do it. Trump can end the war. The left ain't going to end the war.
You may not like the guy, but he's necessary. You can't. There's nobody in this country can tell me that you feel good about what's going on the last 3.5 years. There's just no way. Inflation's through the roof.
Past 30 days, you can see American politics is truly revealing itself.
Yeah, it's a crazy ass mess, and we got, as a people, got to take this shit back. We can't just rely on one person.
Yeah.
Even if Trump wins, that ain't going to be it.
It's only 4 years. Yeah. He's only going to be around 4 years.
Right.
Then what?
Right. This stuff's got to happen at all levels in our society.
People sitting around acting like, their shit ain't going to be affected and they ain't going to have to deal with nothing. I mean, if you don't have to deal with it, your kids are definitely going to have to deal with it. Generations to come are going to have to deal with it.
Right.
So it's definitely time for us as people come together and figure this shit out.
Yep.
Like the taxes, not having, changing up the tax situation and ending war, like that happens for everybody in America. I feel like the Democrats are like, oh, we're mad at y'all because like I feel like they think that only happens to the Republican side and they don't get none.
Right.
It's like, dude, we're all in America. Yeah. Like, why the fuck would you not want?
Well, we know the IRS is broke. That system's broke. I mean, there's all kinds of loopholes. You know, the ones that make a bunch of money and pay less taxes because they know the system.
Yeah.
Right? It's just a broken system. Get rid of the IRS. Quit sending money to every other country in the world, fighting their wars.
People are brainwashed.
I think we just send how many billion to Haiti or something for aid?
I don't even know. Yeah. I mean, we should be a compassionate country and help where help's needed. But we're sending billions overseas every year.
To get what back?
And like literally like ammo, guns, tanks. Like we just sent jets to. Who got our jets recently? We sent like a couple of jets over.
Probably Ukraine.
Yeah, to that side.
Yeah.
A while back.
Yeah.
So they don't need that shit.
Yeah, you just can't tell me you feel better about our country today than we did 4 years ago.
Fuck no.
Just because you don't like Trump, right?
Right.
I don't think he's the ideal president. I just think he's necessary.
I think right now
he's the only one fighting for real people, and I don't. You just cannot tell me those that are ultra sensitive to mean things or whatever.
Yeah.
You're going to let that influence your judgment so much that you're going to continue to elect people
that are fucking up America,
that are just screwing us up.
Like you don't like mean tweets that bad.
Yeah,
right.
Nah, literally.
Like, right.
You don't
grow
like
up.
It's that cancel culture. Like people are so fucking
right.
There's pussies.
Yes. You don't like women getting called fat that bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Nah, literally.
Come on.
I'm fat. Call me fat. What the hell? Hey, bother me none.
Yeah. Well, I feel like a lot of that hate too towards Trump and the whole side just comes from social media. Like if you look at it as a whole, like a lot of these people who aren't even really following politics, they're not actually doing their research. They're not actually, digging into what the real issues are and what both sides are. They're just seeing one post on, from CNN on scrolling across like Instagram and Facebook, and then they're taking that and they're like, oh yeah, well my friends are saying that, so I'm gonna go, fuck Trump, fuck this, fuck that, y'all are racist, y'all are, XYZ. It's like, bro, go look at his actual policies that he's trying to put into place, and
they listen to fucking NWA for a week, and then it's fucking fuck the cops.
Right.
When Ice Cube's fucking he's backing Trump.
Till they got somebody breaking in the house, and they're
always appreciate him. He gives a very balanced perspective.
I don't know if he's backing Trump. I don't know if I'll go that far, but he's definitely not.
He's not backing the left.
He's not progressive left.
Right. Yeah, I just think it's to your point. People listen to one or two sources all the time.
Yeah.
Well, of course, no matter what you do in life, if you're always reading from the same sources, that's what you're going to think. Yeah. Right? I mean, you can't listen to Fox all the time and get the full perspective, right?
Yeah. You guys saw on the story the other day, I was watching CNN most of the day, seeing what they had to say.
Yeah.
I probably watched it 80% of the day when Kamala got endorsed by Biden.
Yeah, you got to
watch both sides.
Sources,
I watch all the other podcasts. I watch Fox, CNN. I see holes in both, and I make my own decision. That's what you got to do.
Right. That media's been doing this for a long time. They're creating divisiveness.
Yeah.
It's all for ratings. That's all they're after.
That's right. It's all about money at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's money and influence.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And one of our founding fathers said this would be one of those big signs to the demise of our country is when the media, the press, begins to do this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
It's a bad problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's probably how we feel about it then.
Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully,
quick and easy,
we don't have any more bullshit.
There's going to be more bullshit.
There's always going to be bullshit.
I can hope, but I know that's not reality. There's going to be bullshit.
The left absolutely has a playbook at all times. If you don't think they were thinking this shit a year ago, putting Kamala in, wait until after the primaries, you're fucking nuts.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like it all happened. They're like all sitting around thinking like, what should we do? We'll put Kamala in this time.
Right on. Right.
Y'all knew you had a plan the whole time of what y'all were gonna do.
Yeah.
What
Yep.
I mean, it only makes sense. Like Joe Biden drops out right before everything has to happen. Like,
well, right after they try and kill Trump.
Yeah, right after they killed Trump or
and
tried to kill Trump.
They already knew, we're going to try to kill Trump. If that doesn't work, Biden's dropping out and we're throwing Kamala up there.
Yeah, because that just shows he's a puppet.
Yeah, we've been saying for a long time the Biden wasn't going to make it.
They just put him to waste.
Yeah.
You think Biden just dropped out on his own? Like, no. He's a puppet, and they just put his ass to waste.
And now,
because they didn't really need him in the first place.
Right. Yeah.
The whole time,
doesn't matter
they
who's
knew
in there.
Kamala was going to be that person.
Yeah. Right.
Hillary Clinton failed.
Yeah.
What's his name? Huh?
We said it earlier. It doesn't matter who the Democratic president or candidate is. They're not the ones controlling things, right?
Yeah.
So the controlling forces don't care who's in there as long as they can control them.
Exactly.
Right.
And Biden's got what? He's got COVID now. We haven't seen him for a whole.
He came out yesterday.
Oh, did he?
For the first time. He looked terrible. He looks like he should be in a fucking home or enjoying the last years of his life.
Well, that's
COVID. It ain't COVID. They did something to that motherfucker, and he's.
And who doesn't want an old person to enjoy the rest of their life, right? I mean, he's in such an impossible situation. They shouldn't have him in there.
Yeah, I mean, they fucked him over.
Yeah, and these people have been covering up for him the whole time. You know how many times they said that he's fucking sharp as a tack and he's does well.
And Kamala's been part of that.
Yeah.
She's been hiding him just as much as anybody.
Yep, they all
She's
have.
guilty of that. She's guilty of the border. She's guilty of hiding a president that cannot function as a president. That's super risky. We're super vulnerable.
You should go to prison for that.
It's crazy.
You should absolutely go to prison. You're a traitor.
Yeah, she's culpable to all of that.
Yeah, we need to bring back the guillotine and start rolling. That's exactly what needs to happen. These people are not for America. They don't care about us.
They're not.
I was telling Christian the other day, they just see us as a bunch of little fucking ants.
Yeah.
That they can fucking kill off, send over here,
Yeah.
They don't value us.
Yeah. And for folks out there, that think Kamala is going to represent them, you better think twice.
Well,
she don't give a shit.
Where she came from, she was fucking the first Indian woman to do this and that. She, Indian this and Indian that. That's what she was about. Now she's the first fucking black woman to,
sure.
Da 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 da.
Yeah, it fits the narrative, right?
Yeah.
But she ain't gonna represent black people any better than Biden did. And Biden was a racist. In fact, you guys showed me that clip reminding me during their primaries back in 2020, Kamala pointed out that he had racist positions in the past, and she still chose to be his vice president. Yep. So she have any morals?
She'll slob on anybody's knob.
Shit.
Yep.
I mean, that's a principle, right? So if you think somebody and somebody was like that back, you're going to still be their vice president?
And for her to call him a racist. She called him a racist, but he was still like, "Oh, I still love to have you on my." Even though he knew that chance of being fucked over by her would happen.
What they used to call those back
she's
in
dirty.
You know what they used to call those back on the plantation? Fucking house nigga. That's what they used to call them.
Nah, for
That's
real.
What that was.
But to my point, she's not going to represent black folks. She elected to be his. She decided to be his vice president, knowing he was racist.
Yeah.
So you really think she's going to represent black people?
And
like we want them?
Yeah, called him racist. No. Still became the VP, right? And put all these black people in the shits and extended all their
marijuana.
For smoking
or selling
for
whatever. Maybe
whatever minor stuff.
It's fucking weed.
Yeah.
And extending their shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, she will do anything. To get to the top.
She's proven that every step of the way.
Yeah.
Trump's imperfect. We've talked about him before. I've had
but he's not racist.
My concerns,
These people have called him racist without even having a fucking lick of evidence that he's fucking racist.
Right.
These people just go
they'll say anything.
Go look at his old interviews. Like he talked about black people. He's like, it's better to be black in nowadays times. Like,
he was the most popular guy before he was a presidential candidate amongst those demographics.
He was hanging out with all the rappers.
People loved him.
Yeah, well, that's why the Democratic Party don't like him is because how the fuck does he know all this political shit? Right. How does he know all this political shit? He's never a politician.
Yeah.
But he's sitting here dogging everybody.
Right.
But he's not a politician. That's why they hate him. Because he knows everything he shouldn't.
Right.
He knows everything from way the fuck back then. Yeah. And he's not even he's never been a politician besides, what, how many years ago? Like Joe Biden's been in there for what,
50 years?
50 something years.
Yeah.
And Trump's been in there for nothing.
Nobody should be in there that long.
No.
What are you doing?
Have term limits.
Yeah, what are you even
Who
doing?
wants to be there that long?
No, we should have term
People
limits.
that are
All
being
they do is get
controlled.
rich.
There's something wrong with you.
All they do is get rich.
There's something corrupt
Yeah.
about you if you're sitting in politics for 50 years.
Yeah.
Like,
got to have term limits.
something's fucked up.
Yeah.
Listen,
Definitely.
wait, how old was he when he became a
Well, he would have been 30 because
He was
81.
the youngest. I think he's
Yeah,
one
he
of
was
the
really
youngest.
He said he was like top in his class, but like he wasn't.
That
Like,
guy said so many.
I'm
Well,
like,
I
dude,
mean, the
what the
motherfucker's
fuck?
got dementia. He'll say anything,
Yeah.
dude.
And Trump was like, dude, you weren't the top of your class. He was like,
Yeah.
you're actually the bottom of your class, like the bottom percentile.
Top of the ass, motherfucker. Fucking shitty.
Yeah, I mean,
He said, I was the first one out to ask. What were you talking about?
It's like they'll lie to you about anything. Like
Yeah.
back then, he was like, I don't want my kids going to. I don't think our kids should go to school with kids in the jungle.
Yeah,
Like, I don't think our kids should go to school in a jungle.
I can never
He was
find
raised-
that.
That was
clip.
when it was
Anytime I've
segregation
tried to
and
look
shit.
up that clip, I can't find it.
Yeah.
And now everybody just loves them.
Yeah.
Like, would you just forgot about that? And then you're going to call Trump racist when you can't actually find the facts that he's racist?
Biden literally
What the
said,
That's exactly
What is that?
right.
But there's a whole video of him speaking on stage and saying, I'm racist, basically.
Yeah.
he literally said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
Yeah. Like, what are you talking about? What the fuck?
He did a fucking commercial where he was hanging out with a black family and brought KFC.
And Kamala Harris.
No
and,
way.
That was
and
like
Kamala
that
Harris
was like
loves him.
No way.
that was like in the last year. Like, what more do you people fucking need to see?
Kamala Harris loves him.
Yeah.
Does she? She loves anybody that has a fucking cock and something with value.
Dude, I'm just saying, bro, that woman should not be our president at all.
Like,
Can't happen.
it's ridiculous. But all right, I think we'll wrap this one up here before I get too far. Everybody, think for yourself.
That's exactly
Definitely,
right.
no matter what, get out there and vote. That's
Do
the
your
most
research.
important. I
Vote,
think there's
vote,
like
vote.
hundreds of thousands or some crazy number of hunters that don't vote. So get out there and vote.
Right.
Get out there and serve.
Just know we want the best for America right here.
Yep.
We want the best for America. You can decide
All
to
Americans.
listen to us or not, but definitely do your own research.
Yep. All Americans. That's what we're here for.
Well,
Freedom.
yes, sir.
All right.
All right, y'all. Get
Free
out and
reign.
live your free reign.
Yes, sir. See you.
All right.